to Tracking the Wolves. Michaela Brando here with my co-host Ryan Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy? Ryan Burgundy.
Ryan Burgundy.
Today we have a great show on hand. Before we get into the meat of our show, let's do a rundown of last week's scores, including a milestone from our very own here.
The Northern State wrestling team had 2 dual victories. The Wolves defeated Minnesota State for the first time in 14 meets and for the first time since NSU went to Division II. The Wolves also had a victory over MSU Moorhead to complete the 2-0 week.
That's very good. That's
Very
awesome.
Yes.
The Northern State track squad headed north to the Bison Invite in Fargo. Several runners had high finishes, including Montrell Richardson and Luke Howard. Paul Woodward posted a season best in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.05 seconds. Melody Boak finished second in the shot put to highlight the women, while Maria Franker, Jill Schaefer, and Nicolia Edwards all had strong finishes as well.
The men's basketball team had a tough weekend on the road as they fell to both Augustana College and Wayne State. Augustana was fueled by a 23-0 run in the second half, while the Wolves shot 63% against Wayne State, but came up on the short end.
The women's basketball team struggled as well, however had a bright spot shine through. In the 72-61 loss to Augustana College, Michaela Brando became the 28th member of the 1,000-point club for the Wolves. She switched a 3-point basket on her first shot attempt of the game as the shot clock was expiring.
And our very own Ryan Hilgeman here showed his many different hat-wearing abilities as he captured the shot on film.
So here's my impersonation of Michaela's shot. Here's the basketball court. Emily Beckon's right here. Michaela's standing right here. It's an out-of-bounds baseline play. And I don't know if the play broke down or whatever.
I was not supposed to get the ball.
You were not supposed to get the ball. You were just in the corner. But she got it in the corner. There was like 2 seconds left. Got the ball. Perfect determination. You can see it in the picture. Her eyes are just focused. Swish.
Fun story. Emily Beckon, 27th member of the 1,000-point club, passed me the ball. Guess who passed her 1,000th point?
You did.
On a 3-point shot, out-of-bounds play. Emily Beckon, roommates for life. Shout out.
That's an ironic twist of fate that I did not have in my knowledge brain.
I'm actually surprised that you did not have that in your knowledge.
However, with Emily Beckon and Michaela Browno both playing on the same team together, they are the first set of teammates since the 1996 to 2000 Northern State Wolves, Jamie Coyle and Amanda McCuska, when they both had 1,000 points together. Did you know that?
I did not know all of that information. I knew we were the first teammates in a while. However, I did not know who, when, and I would have had no idea how to pronounce.
Amanda McCuska?
Yes. No
She was
idea.
the former assistant coach here. It was
currently Amanda Bain?
Yes, currently Amanda Bain. Amanda McCuska Bain. I still remember Harry Jasinski calling him out. McCuska for 3!
I must have missed
remember
that
Harry?
one. I missed that one.
Oh, Harry had some clutch ones. 3 points. That was his favorite one, I think. I don't know. Harry, if you're watching the show,
shout out.
Shout out. We do lots of shout outs here.
We
Jamie
do.
Coyle, Amanda McCuska Bain, shout out. I don't know Jamie Coyle's married name. I don't know where she's at nowadays. If you're watching the show, let us know where you're at. If not, you should be watching the show.
It's on the web.
It is on the web. The women then went on to number 3 Wayne State and held the lead for nearly 36 minutes before falling 55-50 to the Wildcats. In that contest, more Michaela Brando madness. She moved into 11th place all-time in rebounds for Northern State.
I didn't know that either.
You have 775 rebounds.
Did not know that.
And you have 1,026 points.
Did not know that either.
So somehow in the next at least 7 games, you need to get about 225 rebounds. Think you can do that?
I won't be making any promises.
Yes. 775 rebounds, 1,026 points. She'll be added on to them this weekend.
And we'll be right back with Coach Olson and Coach Castigar after the break.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion.
I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose it.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose. I chose Division II.
Dakota Bank Free Checking is flexible enough to fit any lifestyle. Bank on your terms and relieve some of the stress in your life. Open a free checking account this week and receive a gift certificate for a professional neck and shoulder massage, and relax.
Mid-Continent Communications. No long-term service contracts, ever.
Welcome to this week's Tracking the Wolves. Our guest today is Coach Kaskagard, our head swimming coach. Coach, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good having you on the show. Happy Valentine's Day,
Happy
Coach.
Valentine's Day to you.
Coach, it's interesting because you're getting to the climax of your season with the conference tournament coming up this weekend. But before we talk about that, I want to talk a little bit about your team. And in particular, I'd like to have you comment, Coach, about your three seniors, because I think it's a significant group of young ladies. And if you could tell us a little bit about these three seniors, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, it is very significant because with Christine Retzloff, Brooke Larson, Laura McGowan, they are our first seniors that will be graduating or on track to graduate. And definitely, you look at these three individuals and what they've done for the program, for swimming, not only in the pool, but the classroom. I mean, they're great students, and they work extremely hard in the pool. And I think they've set a lot of great standards for our program and have really set kind of that path of where we need to go in the future. And they've made a big impact.
Coach, when you talk about the three gals, Brooke is from McLaughlin, Laura's from Grand Forks, and Christina's from Wapaton. Would you say they've taken some pride in kind of being the pioneers? Is that something that these young ladies will look back on, and even now that they have some pride in that, hey, you know, we were the ones that with Coach Kaskagard started that program, raised the bar?
Definitely, I think that there's a lot of pride there, and you know, I think they've been kind of those small steps in the beginning, and have really seen kind of the, I guess, leaps that we've made now. And so definitely I think that they have a lot of pride in that, and we'll look back years from now. And I just told Brooke the other day, who knows, you know, maybe in the future your daughter might be here or your granddaughter might be here. And you can say I was a part of that initial program, the startup, and the first seniors that graduated.
Coach, when you look back at it 4 years ago to where you are now, I know as a coach it seems like we are never satisfied with where we're at, and that's a strength of what we do. We don't get complacent, but you know, when you look back, are you where you wanted the program to be at in 4 years, or is that just not a fair question?
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to judge because definitely you want to be further along than you are, and I think next year that we'll make some more leaps, but we'll want to be above that because you look at, you know, the conference and the competition out there that we got to continue to get stronger. We definitely still need to build our numbers because we're right at that number for our scoring number at our conference meet, and we need to have a little more depth, and definitely we need to raise our bar of competitiveness too. So I don't know if you're right that we can't ever be completely satisfied. I'm pleased with the progress that we made and where we're at. I think we're going to have a great meet at conference. Our girls are ready for this. It's been a long season. They're physically prepared. Now they need to stay mentally in it for a great meet.
Coach, how about you personally? Was it an adjustment, or is it still an adjustment because you worked with the youth swimming program in the community and you work with that extensively? Was it hard for you to go from the younger age student athletes to the college age student athletes, or has that been an easy transition for you personally?
Well, there definitely is a transition from one program to the other, and I wouldn't say that everything's been easy. I mean, you're on a different level of things, and I think your college athletes have so many other things going on as far as,
being away from home
well,
and all those
yeah,
things.
and then your education and the importance of that, and finding time to balance everything. And not that school-age kids don't have that, but there's kind of a whole bigger scope of things that you're dealing with your athletes on a day-to-day basis.
Coach, I know the thing that you take great pride in, besides how your athletes compete and the way they compete, I know you take great pride as a coach as far as the other things that they're doing, maybe outside the pool. Maybe it's some of the community service things, or I know in the classroom, it's really interesting. Last semester, your total grade point average for your swim team was a 3.5. Mm-hmm. That's something that as a coach you're proud of. You stress that. We talk about that. Am I correct on that, that's something you're very proudful of?
Oh, absolutely. And it's real evident that the girls are focused in more aspects than just the sport. And I can't say enough of how focused they are, the hard work they put in on a day-to-day basis. I mean, we started way back in September, yep. and you can tell that it's starting to pull on them, and they're like, we need to be done with this. And now we're here at that point. So, but they themselves take that pride in what they're doing beyond the pool, what they're doing in the classroom, how they're doing academically, how they can, give back to the community. I mean, we've got great support for our program here at NSU, and they realize that, and they're willing to give back too, and see that that's important.
That's great. Coach, talk a little bit about recruiting. Is now that you have a history of a program, does that help in the recruiting sense when you have a history and you can show potential student athletes some things you've done, not things that we're going to do?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, that people are realizing that NSU has a swimming program, so now that word's getting out there, and coaches are, seeing the progress that we're making, and so it's going to make a big impact. And certainly, I think when you have some things established, and here's our school records, here's where we were, here's where we're going, that definitely helps with recruiting and getting more visible.
How about, Coach, when is your prime recruiting time, or is it all the time? Have you had some commits this year? How large a squad would you like to get to?
We do have 3 verbal commitments. Our signing date will be in April. As far as...
Is 3 where you'd like to be at? Or
well, actually, I would like to bring in six athletes, and we are still looking at some others. I think the recruiting time period, that's always...
ongoing.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really... a time. I think right now it's difficult with the end of the season and busy, but throughout the year we're looking at recruiting, and if it's not for the incoming class, it's looking ahead to the future and those students that are coming up and will be potential, prospective students to recruit. And I guess what was the other question you had?
How large a squad would you like to get to? Do you feel that you could handle with the facilities, that type of thing?
25. I think that's a
optimal
number that's going to provide us with some depth. If I've got somebody injured or sick, we will have that, and we can fill in all the different areas and events and relays. There's a limit in the amount of individual events and relays that they can swim at conference meet. We have to designate 18 individuals as our scorers, and right now, we're taking 17 to the meet, so we're still not quite there to our max number.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about the conference meet, because it is the climax of your season. It's in San Antonio, Texas. We belong to the RMAC. We're an affiliated member of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Would you talk a little bit as to why we belong to the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference and why we're going to San Antonio to swim?
Well, we're going to San Antonio because that's where our conference meet is. And it's going to be a long trip, but we're excited about it because you're right. This is our season-end team event, and the girls have prepared for this all season long. As far as the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference and why we're an affiliate member is with the current Northern Sun Conference, we are just 4 teams within that conference. So that puts a real limitation on what we can do as far as the season and conference meet. So we've got Moorhead, St. Cloud, Mankato, and then of course us. And so we had made a decision a couple years ago to be affiliate member of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and a number of reasons. One's because there's 9 teams, which makes a much stronger
9
conference.
women's teams.
Yes, and you know, there are some very strong programs, Incarnate Word, Grand Canyon, Mesa. So it's a program where we can work for to develop and get better to get to the top. But also there's new programs like us, so we can still be working for moving up, but we're competitive as well.
But it's interesting also, Coach, is that our conference now, the 4 women's teams, we're looking at bringing some affiliated members to our league. Matter of fact, we have a conference call on Thursday. I know you're gone on that, but you know, it looks pretty promising, and our meet would be at Rochester, Minnesota, instead of going to San Antonio, which I think some advantages. But Coach, how many women's teams will be at this conference meet? Is there 9, you said?
There's 9, yes.
And explain to us again, I know I've asked this before, how does someone qualify in a swim conference meet to qualify for the Nationals? Is it like track?
Very similar
to
track. Yep, it's times. They have A standards and B standards. A's are automatic. There is a cap on the meet, so once all the meets are completed and they look at those that have qualified as individuals, then they go to the B's, and it's kind of a where you rank, and once they meet that cap of numbers of athletes for the event, then basically it's cut off.
Coach, we've not had a swimmer yet in our short existence of our program go on to a national meet. Do you feel this year you have some chances, some gals
I think we have some viable chances. Christine Retzlaff is very close.
Which
in
event
a number of events.
Christine?
Well, she's got the 100 fly, the 200 fly, and both of the IMs. I mean, those are reachable for her. Very, very tough qualifying time standards. Amanda Taylor has just made some huge strides coming into our program this year for the first time, yes. And I mean, she could have just an outstanding meet, and she's pretty close to getting a B cut in the 100 back, and then we'd have to wait and see from there.
Great. Well, Coach, it's interesting because then you also have, well, let me go back. You qualify by times. Yes. Whether you place in the conference meet is irrelevant.
Right.
It's your times, and then there's A automatic and B potential possible standards. After this meet, then you have a last chance meet also Sunday at the same facility where most of the teams will stick around too. Is that correct?
Right, yep. One more opportunity. And really if we have somebody that just misses a time, that would be an opportunity to repeat that event, or maybe there's another event that they're not swimming at conference because we are limited to what they can do. They could go after that additional event at that last chance meet.
And the national meet is in Texas early in March, I believe I saw.
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. We'll be looking forward to seeing how our gals do in San Antonio. I know they'll all be excited to see the Riverwalk too. We hope they could have some fun while they're there also. So appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We know you want family-friendly sporting events.
Sporting events where you can be comfortable
and entertained in a positive environment. Watching great individuals and teams compete.
With commitment, effort, and good sportsmanship. That's what the Division II Game Environment Initiative is about.
Be a part of the excitement and find out why.
These student athletes say with pride,
I chose.
I chose.
I chose Division II.
No matter where you go across the Dakotas, you'll find a sense of spirit, a sense of belonging. As you pass through our cities and towns, you'll also find a company working hard to build our communities by supporting the very reasons we live here. Our schools, our events, our neighbors. It's a company that's been here for over 50 years and will continue to be here down the road. That company, Mid-Continent Communications. Part of our community, part of your life.
It's good to be in Dakota Territory. We have invested in the community regions we serve. We're proud to be in dozens of hometowns across the Dakotas. Dakota Bank, here for you.
And welcome back to Tracking the Wolves. This week we have a swimmer on the show. And I'm not going to be drowning because she can save me, I hope. We have Hannah Mastel. Welcome on.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Just good? Not great, not grand? Just good?
I'm great.
You're great?
Great.
Why are you great?
Because we get to go to Texas tomorrow.
And what's in Texas tomorrow?
Our
By the way, we're taping on Tuesday, so it's going to be Wednesday, just so you guys know.
We have our conference meet there Wednesday through Saturday.
And what's big about the conference meet?
It's our last one, and it's against all the schools in our conference.
It's when you want to be peaking at the right time, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What events are you competing in?
I'm in a bunch of relays, and then I'm in the 500, the 1,000, and the mile.
Which relay are you in?
200 and 400 medley, and the 200 and 800 free relays.
Which race are you most excited for? Which one is your favorite?
My favorite's probably the mile, just because I feel like I get better as I go on, as I keep swimming, so it's nice.
For those of us who don't swim, a mile swimming is a lot more difficult than a mile of running.
Yeah, it's a lot longer.
Can you equate that to a distance in mileage at all? If you were to actually run or bike, or is it just
like the amount of time it would take?
Or amount of time, distance.
Well, a mile swimming's a mile running.
Well, naturally, but the effort it would take.
You just got old.
I did.
I don't know. A mile swimming, it takes. It'd probably be like running probably 3.5 miles. That's how much time it would take. It's long.
You win for owning Makayla.
Yes, that was well done.
Did you know that you're an NSU record holder?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. She didn't know that.
What events? I'm guessing our viewers don't know that, though.
See if she knows.
Right now, it's just the 200 free relay.
And what's your time?
Well, it's with 4 other people,
Yes.
and I'm not really sure what
1:40.96 seconds. 1 minute 40 seconds.96. I happen to know that.
You're
just
right
owned
about
you.
the stats. Yeah.
Hilgi is our show stat master. He does have an advantage because he occasionally gets live updates through our technology systems.
Yeah, we gave a live update last week. See that little buzzer right there?
Yeah.
We gave a live update for the Athlete of the Week. We had Luke Howard here. It's pretty cool.
That's
what
awesome.
year are you in school to
She
get back
doesn't
on
care.
the interview?
She doesn't care at all.
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore.
And
you go.
Oh, okay. You're a sophomore, and you came from Fargo, North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get here?
Well, my aunt lives here, and she suggested to look at the college here, and so I just did, and then I ended up really liking it.
Are you related to Stephanie Masto by any chance?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Shut down.
It's okay.
What other schools did you look at?
Pretty much just USD, and I liked it and everything, but everything was pretty much the same except for the coach. I like the coach here better than.
So is what you're saying
there.
is we're cooler than USD?
Pretty much, yeah.
You hear that, USD? All right. So the coach, Elise Castigar, you like her?
Yes, I do. I think she's a really great coach, and she cares a lot about each of us, which is nice. Especially when you're away from your family, and we don't have our moms here, or a lot of us don't. So it's like a second mom.
The swimming season can get kind of long too. A lot of people don't realize. When do you guys actually start your training?
We started the first week of the end of the first week of class in the fall semester, and then we go till the end of this week, Saturday or Sunday.
It's a lot like a fall and winter sport.
Pretty much, yeah. But we don't start competition till middle October. But
Now, when you practice and go to a competition, what's the differences? Can you create a competition type atmosphere in practice?
Yeah, kind of, just without the audience, obviously. The past couple weeks we did what we call M&M Challenge, which is like a mock meet. So we did races just against each other. So we had experience racing, and I thought it was a fun way to break up practice and not just be swimming yards and yards all the time.
Does Coach Castigar ever jump in and race you guys?
No.
Who do you think would win between you and her?
I don't know. Probably her.
Who do you think would win between her and Hilgi here?
Probably her. She's a tough lady.
Ooh. I can swim. That's my swim. It's called the doggy paddle.
Maybe we'll see if
Keeps
she'll
me-
race you sometime.
No, I don't get in pools. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
What other things are you involved in at Northern?
I'm in SAC and Fit Club, and I go to FCA every once in a while.
Fit Club, what is that?
It's a group for human performance and fitness majors and minors, I guess, and we just talk about promoting like fitness in the community and stuff like that.
It'd be something for me. I see you're staring at me. It'd be hard for me to join.
Because
I'm so physically fit in life.
Yeah.
I eat McDonald's 3 times a day, 6 days a week.
Good for you.
Yes. That's a slight exaggeration, but. And then SAC. What's SAC? Tell us about SAC.
It's the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. It's like the tie between the athletic director and the student athletes. I don't know, always kind of do project. Right now we're doing a bunch of stuff for Make-A-Wish to like raise money to donate to Make-A-Wish for someone local here.
We'll do a quick plug-in. We are doing raffles, I believe, at the boys and girls home, or excuse me, men and women's. I'm in college now.
4 years now.
Sorry, yeah. Anyway, men and women's games, raffle tickets that are being sold for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, correct?
Yep.
So if you attend the home games this weekend, support SAC.
Is there in SAC together?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I see. I'm in the athletic department. Does that count for anything?
It does.
It does.
Okay, just checking.
You went on the road trip with us.
Yes. What's your favorite road trip? That's a good segue. Really good segue. What's your favorite road trip to take?
In my career at Northern?
In your career at Northern.
My favorite one, well, I guess it was the longest one, to conference last year. It did get long, but it was fun, like going, like just spending that much time together and then going through like mountains and stuff and getting to look out and see. And then
Did your bus ever get stuck in a mountain?
It did not.
That's good. You guys actually had a fun bus experience this year.
Yep, our bus, we were going to Moorhead and it broke down like 20 miles outside of Moorhead and we were stranded on the interstate for about an hour and a half. And then a bunch of like parents that were coming to the meet picked us up and brought us to the pool, and some of us got a full warm-up in, some of us got a half warm-up in because they didn't hold the meet for us. And so that was an interesting day. It just felt very rushed, but we got there and then it was.
What's the difference between a half warm-up and a full warm-up?
It's half the time.
Yeah.
Jeepers, Helgi.
What do you do during a warm-up?
You just do like a longer swim to start with to get loosened up, and then do like some kicking and some drills, and then like some sprints. And I do pace work because I do the distance events, and then. But some of the girls didn't have as much time to get all that in, so they just had to do what they could and then get ready to race.
Made it exciting.
Yeah.
What was it like competing so close to home?
It was really fun because my whole family gets to come, and a lot of my neighbors that have always supported me, that they get to be there, and it's just nice to like have someone in the crowd cheering for you, even though my parents come to every meet.
You're a sophomore. What kind of goals do you have looking into the conference meet, and even in your future, what kind of things do you hope to accomplish while you're at Northern?
Well, this weekend I'm hoping for obviously personal best times. That's what you go for when you race, but you don't expect them during the regular season. I hope to, I don't know, have fun and just keep making my swimming career enjoyable here.
And enjoyable would be?
Just having fun, not dreading swimming.
It's a good plan.
Yeah.
It's a real good plan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just to touch us up real quick, what's the difference between 1 mile swimming and 1 mile land? I might just be a little bit confused here.
The distance is the same, but
it's the same.
Difference between a half and a full warm-up, which takes longer.
A full warm-up.
I'm just kidding.
Is it a half empty warm-up or a half full warm-up?
A half full warm-up.
Ooh, good. We have an optimist on the show.
Alrighty. I think it's come to that point.
It is tradition time here at Tracking the Wolves.
It started with another swimmer, Amanda Taylor. Shout out.
Thanks, Amanda. Rawr.
Into the microphone.
Oh. Rawr.
She got that. Ooh. She got those claws going. Did you notice
That was good. That was.
Can we do an instant replay?
Slow-mo.
Okay, your prize for doing such an awesome dinosaur.
Oh.
Butterscotch Suckers donated by Ann Eisenbeis. She does not know that she donated them, so thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
She's just right down the hall here.
Okay, I'll go thank her.
Okay. You got 2 years left after this year. You're flying down to Texas. They are using Aberdeen Regional Airport. Absolutely Aberdeen, you'll be happy about that. Using Aberdeen Regional Airport, flying down to Texas. Do you think that'll be a different experience for you guys?
Yeah, we probably won't get so sick of each other with being in such a tight area for so long.
The question of the day is going to be, are you going to carry your swimsuits on your carry-on so they don't get lost in luggage?
Yep, definitely carry-ons. Our coach advised that so that if our luggage gets lost, at least we have our suits to swim.
That's all that matters.
Yep. That's what we're going down there for, so it makes sense.
And it's in San Antonio at Palo Alto College, hosted by University of Incarnate Word. It's a lot of going on there.
It is, yeah.
University of Incarnate Word at Palo Alto College in San Antonio, Texas. Have you, do you like go on their website and look what the pool's going to look like so you can kind of mentally prepare? Is there any mental game in it?
I actually haven't this year. I did last year at our conference meet, but I just haven't gotten around to it this year. But I guess a pool's a pool.
A pool's a pool.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say a gym is a gym?
I would not, but the basket is 10 feet high. That part's the same, but the
we do know
atmosphere
that.
is very different.
We measured it at Butler, actually.
I did see that. Free throw line's 15 feet.
How many lanes are all the lanes always the same? Is it 9 on each side, or not on each side, but 9 total?
Last
8 total?
year, I think there might have been 10 lanes. So there was like a lane buffering the wall on each side. I don't know about this year. I'm assuming it might be the same because they had D2 Nationals at this pool last year. So I'm assuming it's a pretty nice pool.
Do when you say there's a lane to buffer against the wall, does the wall play games with you?
Well, like when you're swimming, the waves bounce off the wall and just come right back at you, causing resistance.
So you want to be in the middle is what you're saying?
Pretty much. You have the cleanest water.
Do they draw names for the lanes, or is it fastest times in the
fastest in the middle, and then it like goes out like this. So when you're swimming, it should be going like this. But
except for when there's an upset, the person.
Yep, outside smoke or whatever. Just.
That's exciting.
Front. Yeah.
Did you know that we're on the World Wide Web?
I did not.
So whatever we're saying right now, you can say into the camera, and everyone in the world can see it.
Oh.
Do you have anything that you want to tell the world?
No, not really.
We got a shy one on our hands. What's the best thing about Northern?
I like how small the campus is. It doesn't take very long to get to your classes. So
what dorm do you live in? Or sorry, residence hall.
Jerdy.
So, do you ever have to dodge traffic?
No. On my way to practice one morning, I did. The car was not slowing down, and I was in the crosswalk, so I had to stop, and they just went right in front of me. But other than that, no, they slow down. They pretty much stop when you're like at the door of Jerdy, and it's kind of awkward because I'm not gonna run to the crosswalk, but they can wait as long as they want, I guess.
And you guys do early morning practices, correct?
Yes.
You haven't had to experience this yet. Well, I guess last year you might have, but in my early years, I've been here forever, there would be snow about this high, and for basketball practice, we'd be trudging through the snow over because they didn't plow anything
Yeah.
yet. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, did you have to experience that last year at all?
Not that I can remember, but I'm sure I did. I mean, it's pretty early in the morning, so I wasn't really awake yet.
It's half the battle is getting to the gym.
Yep, exactly. But luckily, it's close.
You
Is
got
that
anything
all?
else?
I'm good.
Do you want to say anything else? Do you want to say hi to your parents?
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Want to say hi to your neighbors that come visit you at your Moorhead meet?
Hi, neighbors that come visit me at my Moorhead meet.
Do you want to say anything to your competition down at the conference meet?
I hope you're ready for Northern.
It's on.
Ooh, that was good.
Alrighty, and we'll be right back with a word from our sponsors.
We're not saying having a dish is all bad. Mid-Continent Communications. No cable equipment to buy. Ever.
NCAA championships are something special.
Filled with memories we will carry with us for the rest of our lives.
We ask that you cheer hard for your institutions.
Acting responsibly and courteously towards those around you.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, enjoy the game, and let's provide our student athletes, coaches, officials, and fellow fans the respect they deserve.
That's a wrap for this week's show, and we will give you a rundown of next week's activities.
Before we get to next week's activities, we are going to dig into the knowledge brain of trust to find out if Michaela Brando and Emily Beckner are the first set of roommates to have 1,000 points together. At least you know that you guys are shareable people, you know? You don't hoard everything.
No.
Because one of you could have 2,000 points and the other one would have 0 then.
It's true.
Little random fact for you. Wrestling travels to Minot State for a 7 p.m. duel on Wednesday, February 15th. The following day, they travel to Mary to take on the Marauders.
Women's swimming travels to San Antonio, Texas to compete in the RMAC meet February 15th through the 18th.
I wonder if they'll come back with cowboy hats.
I'm going to say they probably won't be able to fit those on their carry-on.
Good point. The men and women's track teams travel to Lincoln, Nebraska to compete in the UNL tune-up on February 17th, while the throwers will head to Vermillion for the USD invite.
Did not know that. Men and women have their last home basketball games of the season Friday against St. Cloud and Saturday against Concordia St. Paul. Women's games start at 6 with the men at 8. Saturday is also senior night.
Shout out time.
Nate Thompson, #1 fan, shout out.
Keith Gerving, #1 Barnett Center, custodian, engineer. Who else?
We got to go mom and dad.
Mom and dad.
Mom
Luke
and
Howard.
dad. Luke Howard. It's also Valentine's Day, so shout out to everyone's. It is Valentine's Day. February 14th.
We're giving a shout out to all the Valentines.
Yes, all the Valentines.
Yes,
Sorry, I see where you're coming from.
Yes.
All the Valentines out there.
Our live studio audience, it's great that you can come.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're awesome. You're the #1 show. Yeah. Thanks, guys. You're awesome. Any other shout outs? JR, Paul.
Yes. Yep.
Coach Olson.
Coach Castigar.
Coach Castigar.
And Mestel for being on the show.
Yes.
What are we broadcast on? Just NSU TV?
Yes.
Okay, shout out to everyone who works with NSU TV.
And Eisenbeiss for the free suckers.
Yes.
It's the second shout out she got today.
Big things.
You can call her at 2283. That's 605-626-2283. It takes you to the help desk. You ask the nice gentleman Robert to talk to Ann, and she'll answer the phone and go, "Oh, Hilgy!" Yes, that's been my experience. Any other shout-outs?
I think we're good.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the games this weekend. If not, we'll see you next week. Same place, same time, same setup. Ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.